And good Tuesday afternoon, Middle Georgia. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett, giving you an update on what's going to be an active day of thunderstorms and rain as we head into our Wednesday. No issues this evening across Middle Georgia. It's a beautiful, mainly clear evening across all of Middle Georgia. We're looking over Dublin. Just watched the sunset across Dublin. Beautiful after some rain and storms, fairly comfortable outside. Temperature 73 degrees over in Lawrence County, and again, severe clear conditions after those storms earlier today. So we're keeping an eye on things, a lot going on in the weather world over the next 24 to 48 hours as we're getting into an active weather pattern across much of Middle Georgia, and that's going to continue for the next couple of days across much of Middle Georgia. So do keep that in mind as we're going to be talking about the threat for some strong to severe storms. No other issues as we head through the overnight hours. I really think it's going to be tomorrow morning before we start to see issues really across Middle Georgia, likely your morning commute, and then at times as we head throughout the day. So do keep that in mind. Going to be an active day of weather for many locations. So just looking on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be looking at any comments. If you have any questions, be sure to chime in as we'll kind of dive into this forecast. This is going to be pretty active the next really several days across Middle Georgia. Heavy rainfall, the threat for strong to severe storms, certainly likely, and we're going to keep an eye on all sorts of weather heading our way. But again, Dublin looking great this evening. The sun has set, currently 73 degrees as we look. Now, tomorrow we are going with a weather warned day. Not very often we do these, only when we really get that threat for some strong to severe storms. So Wednesday, June 14th, a weather warned day. Numerous severe storms are in the forecast. That does include the threat for some damaging winds, very large hail, and some flash flooding will be possible. I always want to tell people you can always download our WGXA Skywatch weather app. It has those great push notifications that will alert you when there is an active watch or warning in your location. You can scan it now and download it on your smart device. And if you don't have time right now, I'll show this at the end of our Facebook Live. But again, tomorrow, an active weather day. That's why we're going with a weather warned day for all of Middle Georgia, as it's going to be one of those days we're going to be watching storms. Now, if you were across South Georgia today, you saw very heavy thunderstorms. We watched a complex of storms roll out of southeast Alabama into South Georgia, Albany, Valdosta, heavy rainfall down that way. Tomorrow, here is our threat for those strong to severe storms. We're going to keep an eye on those as we really head through the next couple of hours. Not much change. It's going to be a quiet night for us all. But again, you see the level 2 threat includes Atlanta, Macon, Augusta, Savannah. Got that level 3 threat that stretches from Columbus, Albany, down towards, say, Moultrie, and that extends back towards Montgomery, Alabama, Meridian, Mississippi, and Jackson, Mississippi. So we'll be watching it. All of the southeast under this threat for strong to severe storms. And I think tomorrow, especially in Middle Georgia, that's when we're going to be watching for the greatest chance. Zooming in to our DMA, that's our really where our viewers are. Again, Macon, up towards the north and east, down 16, level 2 threat, level 3 threat. That's that enhanced risk down towards Sumter County, Macon County, as well as, say, Dooley County, Chris County, Wilcox County. But again, don't pay attention to colors on a map. Just know that tomorrow we're all under the threat for those strong to severe storms, as they'll start even firing off first thing tomorrow morning. I'd like to show you potential risk. A lot of times we get a time frame, 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe we're going to be dealing with the threat for strong storms. That is not the case with this event. We're going to see multiple rounds of thunderstorms, and that does mean it's going to be a prolonged event, starting early tomorrow morning, continuing through the midday hours, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow night. Now, it's not going to be storming the entire time, but the potential for these strong to severe storms, it's there all day long. And when they do develop, they will have a medium risk for some damaging winds, pretty medium risks for flooding. Tornado threat, we can say, is very, very low. It doesn't mean we're not going to have tornadoes tomorrow, but the chance of seeing a tornado is very rare because the shear, what we look for, the amount of spin in the atmosphere, it's just not there. Typically, we see that in the spring months. We're getting into the summer months, tornado threat relatively low. Now, large hail, that may be the main culprit with these storms tomorrow. I saw some reports out of Alabama earlier today, South Georgia, ping pong ball size hail, golf ball size hail. We can expect that in portions of middle Georgia tomorrow. Now, that doesn't mean every thunderstorm is going to be producing that type of hail, but it's just letting you know that the potential is there. Quiet and calm this evening. The rain and storms we were dealing with earlier, they have since pushed down towards the Savannah. It'll be a quiet night for many of us. Now, I'm going to look at two different models here, and this is just going to show you the difference in the overall timing. This is what we call the HRR model, which is the high rapid refresh resolution model, and it gives you a general idea that it's going to be quiet throughout much of the night. Early tomorrow morning, still quiet, but 4 or 5 o'clock, thunderstorms look to start developing in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Those will be making their way towards Interstate 75, Macon, Warner Robins, down towards Perry, Interstate 16, 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that means it could be a wet and stormy commute across middle Georgia for many locations tomorrow. Do keep that in mind. And again, anywhere within these storms, they're going to be intense, not just lightning and heavy rainfall, but that potential for those large hailstones as well as those damaging wind gusts. Looks like we'll get a lot of that through tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, depending if the atmosphere can recover from the morning stuff, we may get more thunderstorms developing. This particular model is not showing that, but do keep that in mind that we could have multiple rounds of strong storms tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully, again, no significant weather issues for many locations across middle Georgia, but the potential is there, so we'll have to keep an eye on things, especially as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. Continuing on, tomorrow night, more storms developing, again, off towards the west. These will be working their way towards Interstate 75. Warner Robins, this is about 11 o'clock. Thunderstorms likely, and we're going to see those through the overnight hours. And again, damaging wind gusts, large hail, window-shaking thunder, and of course, frequent lightning will be a main concern with some of these storms as they continue to push off towards the east. Then we'll get a break. Pre-dawn hours, here comes another round of rain and very strong thunderstorm activity. Again, this isn't exactly what's going to happen, but this is just showing you that the potential is there for multiple waves of strong to severe storms tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and into early Thursday. And I think it'll be Thursday before things start to calm down. Now, that was one model. This is a different model showing you it's going to be a little bit different. It all depends on the timing. Tomorrow morning, both models are suggesting it's going to be a wet and stormy start to the day in middle Georgia. So go ahead and plan for that. Your morning commute, plan for extra time. And again, some of these storms could be on the strong to severe side. Of course, meteorologist Gary Thickpen will be in the morning, and he'll let you know what's going on when you wake up early. Tomorrow during the morning hours, those storms continue. Late morning, more strong storms rolling through middle Georgia. Those look to shift into South Georgia by tomorrow afternoon. Then tomorrow afternoon, we'll be watching. If the atmosphere can recover, if it gets more instability, fuel for those showers and thunderstorms, we'll likely see more thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening. And then again, tomorrow night, the models are suggesting more thunderstorms will develop. It's a very odd setup for this time of year, but again, multiple rounds of rain and thunderstorms. Thursday morning, pre-dawn hours, here comes yet another round of rain and thunderstorms, and we'll have to watch those carefully as they will continue to bring with them that threat for those strong to severe storms across middle Georgia with large hail, damaging winds. Again, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Some storms could produce 80 mile per hour winds. That's considered destructive and can do considerable damage, so do keep that in mind. Tornado threat is low, but again, take severe thunderstorm warnings very seriously the next couple of days across middle Georgia. And it looks by Thursday afternoon, this model is finally drying us out, except for South Georgia. Another band of rain and storms from Sumter County, say over to Dodge County, up towards Lawrence County. You may have another round of rain and storms. So no matter what model you're looking at, it looks like a lot of us will be having multiple rounds of strong to severe storms tomorrow night, and into Thursday. And that's why we're going with that weather warned day for tomorrow, as we could be dealing with multiple rounds. And again, some very strong thunderstorms. Along with the threat for severe weather, heavy rainfall. These are just some phenomenal, really some jaw-dropping totals that we could see over the next couple of days. 1 to 3 inches will be common, say for Jasper County, Baldwin County, maybe over towards Hancock County. 3 to 4 inches, Macon-Bibb County, over towards Crawford County, down towards Dublin and Lawrence County. Even higher amounts certainly possible across southwest Georgia, 3 to 5 on average. Now, some locations won't see this much rain. Some locations could even receive a little bit more. Some locations I've noticed could see 7 to 8 inches, and that's why we are concerned about that flash flooding. Won't come all at once, but each band of rain and storms could easily produce 1 to 2 inches. You start piling that up over a short period of time, that's when we are going to be talking about that threat for those strong to severe storms, a possibility causing flash flooding. That will be our main concern. 10-day forecast, as I said, weather warned day for tomorrow across middle Georgia. We may extend that into Thursday as well. It just depends on how the atmosphere and how the weather set up looks for Thursday. Good news is by Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, we'll see improving weather. It'll be hot. Rain chances will really come down. But again, just wanting to remind everyone that tomorrow we're going with a weather warned day. It's June 14th. It's Flag Day. Just know that numerous severe storms are likely in the forecast. Damaging wind gusts, certainly a possibility. Very large hail. We're talking more than golf ball size in some locations. Some of the model data and some of the discussions from the National Weather Service, baseball size hail, certainly a possibility. Do keep that in mind tomorrow. And of course, some flash flooding. I'll step out of your way. If you're needing to scan and get our WGXA weather app, you can just scan the QR code with your smart device. Again, you can download it. I'll be looking on social media for any questions. Everybody seems to be in pretty good understanding of what's going to be going on as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, you can always comment in the section. And this once again, one of those days tomorrow, really need people to stay weather aware. Make sure you're paying attention to all the watches and warnings. Take everything seriously, and we'll get through this. And hopefully by the weekend, we'll see improving weather. But once again, want to remind folks that tomorrow is going to be a weather warned day. June 14th, that's Wednesday. Numerous severe storms will be expected. Damaging wind gusts are going to be that main concern. Very large hail certainly possible, and some flash flooding. Of course, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. We'll have team coverage throughout the day. Gary Thickpen will be in the morning in case those morning storms decide to misbehave and act up. And of course, me and meteorologist Ryan Miranda will be in at times as well, keeping you informed and up to date. Again, everybody, have a terrific Tuesday evening across middle Georgia. We'll have rain and storms in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday, so make sure you stay weather aware across middle Georgia.